At the United Board, when we talk about digital policy, we're referring to policy within the context of higher education. So for us, a digital policy is actually a policy framework which guides how colleges and universities source and use digital technology for teaching, learning, and campus administration. To unpack this a bit, when we say a policy framework, we're referring to an overarching set of principles and standards which guide the development of more granular policies, such as how to use learning management systems in the classroom. This is an example of a more granular technology policy. So in this sense, a digital policy framework encapsulates an institution's principles and standards and uses this vision to guide the creation of a set of specific policies. A macro-level example might be useful here. In 2017, the U.S. Department of Education's Office of Educational Technology devised a National Educational Technology Plan. The plan, in their words, serves as the principal educational technology policy document for the United States. This policy framework has as its leading vision of success the goals of equity, active use, and collaborative leadership. It then puts forth 5 areas: learning, teaching, leadership, assessment, and infrastructure, which drive this vision forward. Finally, within these 5 areas, they provide a set of specific technology policy recommendations. In a similar way, a digital policy framework captures an institution's principles and standards and uses these to create technology policy to drive forward the institution's vision at every level. Having a digital policy framework in place is particularly helpful when institutions have to develop adaptive policies in response to uncertain conditions or emerging technologies. As an example, at the turn of the century, Warren Walker, Don Rahman, and Jonathan Cave wrote an influential paper on adaptive policymaking, wherein they note that most policies must be devised in spite of profound uncertainties about the future. This is particularly relevant today. Take, for example, the recent public emergence of generative AI technologies. Since the introduction of generative AI like ChatGPT, we've seen an acceleration of conversation related to the capabilities and consequences of AI systems within the education space. Generative AI developers are now embedding these systems into platforms which are used widely by higher education faculty and students across the world. For example, Google is now integrating new AI capabilities across its Google Workspace, allowing users to use ChatGPT-like AI for document creation and email writing. Microsoft is also widely expected to announce similar capabilities for its Microsoft Office suite. These developments are fast-moving and have profound ramifications for both higher education and the development of digital policy frameworks. But we are also in a unique period. As higher education systems across the globe face these technological advancements in near simultaneity, no system has a true knowledge advantage over their counterpart. This presents a distinctive opportunity for the sharing of best practices and policy responses, which this series hopes to do. The Digital Policy Speaker Series has been designed to be a ready resource for new and also experienced policymakers to discover best practices from higher education administrators and policymakers from Asia and beyond. In essence, what we're looking to do is to support the development of a cohort of digital policymakers and to provide them with the tools necessary to develop adaptive digital policy frameworks. It is our hope that these frameworks will allow for adaptive policy responses which are in alignment with the principles and standards of each institution. We plan to release a series of videos between March 2023 and January 2024. Each video will feature a higher education administrator from a different part of Asia and beyond, who will tell you their story and how they navigated the development of a digital policy framework at their institution, or how this process is still ongoing. It is our hope that this series will help you in your institution as you navigate the digital policy landscape, or as you consider adjustments to existing policy.